Do I understand this correctly? Can it be done? Some vehicles can get the MSO, keep those unregistered, travel with insurance and not for hire type plate and a passport or a corrected DL, so long as you can chat up the lawfulness. That's a great question. Yeah. Would I do it? No. Why? I'm going to do it. I have a motorcycle with an MSO. Everything else, all my cars, um, my main car is registered here, but all my cars are registered in another state. And but yes, if you have the MSO and you've properly canceled your DL where there is no contract, there's two elements of which they would have jurisdiction over you, and it's the perception of the insurance, obviously, but it's the plate, California or whatever state you're in. That's one jurisdiction, and the other one is the driver's license. Now, again, you're 100% lawful and 100% legal, but do they train law enforcement that you have that right? Heck to the no. Why? Because a driver's license is the single most critical component of granting jurisdiction from the state people to the federal government, period. They know kids are biting at the fingernails to get their driver's license at 16 years old. That's how they nail you. So is it a question of jurisdiction when you have a license? Absolutely. But can you retain your jurisdictional rights as a state citizen, going through this program, issuing the letters to them, creating the contract, and then serving them notice? You create the contract, you serve them notice, and you still can hold that license for the registered organization in your wallet. 100%. Why? Because it is an adhesion trust. And you've properly done the administrative faults and defaults. And you put it into the public and you serve them constructive notice. So why risk being with your family, your wife, your kids, and going through all that? I mean, what we're doing is for the big game. I've been pulled over one time in 30 years. Not going to say it's going to get better. Probably going to get a little worse. But there's no jurisdiction or implied jurisdiction with there's an implied jurisdiction with the license in my wallet, but if I'm going to go to court, the presumption is going to be rebutted pretty quick. But it's up to you. You may live in a podunk town to where you can walk right up to the sheriff and say, look, this is what I've done. I've canceled the DL. The state does not own the MSO on this automobile. I've bonded it. I've kept it insured with insurance on it, or I bonded it, one of the two. And I'm just telling you because I don't want you to think I'm a sovereign citizen trying to disobey the local law. There's no requirement for me as a state citizen to have a driver's license, and driver's licenses are for motor vehicles, not for a truck or a car. And a motor vehicle is a registered truck or car. So I'm just making you aware this belongs to me, not to the state, which is what grants you jurisdiction normally in cases like this. And I've completely canceled the driver's license. So if you got a good sheriff, there are plenty of people I hear all over the country that live life like this. Generally, smaller communities, they know everybody, and a sheriff just leaves them alone. Why? Because it's lawful and it's legal. Except the FBI, for a period of time, was going around to law enforcement saying people like that were the #1 domestic terrorist threat in the United States. And that's what they were leaving in their minds. And they were showing pictures of a couple sovereign citizens with AKs or ARs, whatever it was, getting out of their van after teaching a seminar and killing supposedly a couple of cops. Do I want to be identified as a sovereign citizen? No. Am I a sovereign child of God? lawfully. I haven't figured out the water thing yet, so I don't really call myself a sovereign. But the law says that the sovereignty of the king passes to the state citizen. That means I can travel anywhere I want in anything that I own. But you don't own jack if they have the title, and I mean MSO. If you have the title, meant where it's a statement or a certificate of title, you don't own it. The state does. You have no jurisdiction over that car. They will tow that thing. They can't tow a car with an MSO. The lawsuits would be huge. They can't, you could rent them your car for $1,000 a day and invoice the city for the time in which they took your car with an MSO and sue the city, and you would win the money because they had no lawful right to take the car in the first place. It's not a registered motor vehicle. Long-winded answer, I get it, but I don't play sovereign citizen games. I am not a sovereign citizen. I didn't go up into the mountains and grow my hair long and have a driver's license burning party. I'm smarter than them. I'm wiser than them. I know how to reserve my rights on every contract and delineate who I am in law. So they leave me alone. And they're going to leave you alone. Just don't drive erratically. Don't get pulled over. If you're going to do that, do not put hello plates on your car. Not for hire, state citizen, flag, which I'm going to do another video right now on that flag because it does not exist. Yeah, don't do that. Just leave nothing on that area and put a little white sticker in your window that says not for hire. And that way, when you're driving by fast and they see a white sticker in your window and they see nothing on the back, they're gonna say, oh, he just bought it, let you go by. But stop advertising or trolling for cops, anyway.